All right, everybody, here we go. This is the Dear Colleague letter from the Acting Assistant Secretary Trainer, Craig Trainer, from the Department of Education Office for Civil Rights. Happy Valentine's Day. There is a deadline of 14 days from this date to enact everything that's in this letter. So this is an anti-discrimination letter to all state departments of education. So this is on the basis of the legal requirements under Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Equal Protection Clause of the United States Constitution and other relevant authorities. So you know what I did with this little footnote. So, Title VI provides that no person in the United States shall, on the ground of race, color, or national origin, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. And that little third bullet, you can actually write to them. So this document provides significant guidance over all these regulations, and it's designed to provide clarity, and if you'd like to comment on this guidance, you can send information to the Office of Civil Rights of the U.S. Department of Ed. So this is to provide clarity regarding the existing legal requirements under Title VI, the Equal Protection Clause, and other federal civil rights and constitutional law principles. So if you're interested, the information's right in the letter if you want to write to them. So that's what they're basing it on. And there's a lot of inflaming language, I would say. So it says in recent years, institutions have discriminated against students based on race, including white and Asian Americans, many of whom come from disadvantaged and low-income families. So this is a blanket anti-racism clause, and the repercussion is to lose federal funding for your school, your educational institution, higher education, everything. So the legalities are this. Colleges, universities, K-12 schools have routinely used race as a factor in admissions, financial aid, hiring, training, and other institutional programming. In a shameful echo of a darker period in our country's history, many American schools and universities have even encouraged segregation by race at graduation ceremonies, in dormitories, and other facilities. So, educational institutions have toxically indoctrinated students with the false premises that the U.S. is built upon systemic and structural racism and advanced discriminatory policies and practices. So this letter states that you cannot teach that institutionalized systemic racism exists as the history of the country. And the banner that they use is diversity, equity, and inclusion to define this. So any smuggling racial stereotypes and explicit race conscious into everyday training program and discipline will not be accepted. And the basic thing is, under any banner, discrimination on the basis of race, color, or national origin has been and will continue to be illegal based on the Supreme Court's 2023 decision reversing affirmative action. So, I want to share with you something that a lot of people are not sharing about this letter, is how to file a complaint. And they have the link embedded in the letter. All educational institutions are advised to ensure that their policies and actions comply with the existing civil rights law, cease all efforts to circumvent prohibitions on the use of race by relying on proxies or other indirect means to accomplish such ends, Cease all reliance on third-party contractors, clearinghouses, or aggregators that are being used by institutions in an effort to circumvent prohibited uses of race. If you want to file a complaint with the OCR, click here, and that will take you to the complaint form. Now, the complaint form is not as inflamed with language as the letter, so I'll give you the brief. So you cannot discriminate on the basis of race, color, national origin as prohibited by the Civil Acts Right of 64, or on the basis of sex by Title IX of 1972, including pregnancy, parental status, and sex stereotypes, such as treating persons differently because they do not conform to sexual expectations or because they are attracted to or are in relationships with persons of the same sex. So that's protected. 504 and Title II, American with Disabilities Act. So discrimination based on disabilities is also prohibited based on that. Discrimination based on on age, Age Discrimination Act of 1975. All of these are considered prohibited. So you can still file claims through this based on any of the ones I just said. And there's more that you can look at. So and there's multiple languages by which you can file a complaint. Who can file a complaint? Anyone may file a complaint. The person filing the complaint need not be a victim, but may complain on the behalf of a person or group. Timeliness, would file it within 180 days of the last act of discrimination. So there's a lot of information here. So if you click on the letter, and then you click on the link to complain. So it's not just race, national origin, or ethnicity. There are other reasons for discrimination, and it says so right here, and you can file a complaint. I'll be continuing to give you more details on this, so please stay tuned. Thank you.